Welcome back to not so sunny California. We were told in Southern California it didn't rain. Well, it's raining right now. I'm Lane Hurt along with Tim Linnefelt and Jonathan Shalacy. Guys, we had the defensive side of the ball from FSU in today. We also had Oregon's offense and Marcus Mariota. What were some of the impressions you got from these press conferences?
Well, I love getting a chance to listen to Charles Kelly talk. It's something that doesn't happen very often. Nearing the end of his first season as defensive coordinator, he reflected on just some of the challenges that they had and some of the progress that they've made. And he said it's stuff that we know already, but that he kind of laid out. He said, when you look at the number of guys that Florida State lost on defense last year, the number of guys who are now as rookies starting or have started in the NFL, it's really remarkable. And so for them to have to kind of overcome that on defense, that's a challenge. That wasn't easy. And so just for him to kind of open up about that and get into that, I thought was pretty insightful.
And from the digital side of things in that room, what did you see, Jonathan?
Well, the biggest thing that stuck out to me was, both teams were talking about how athletic both teams are, but what stuck out to me was Florida State and how confident they were in John Franklin, being able to run that offense to kind of simulate what Oregon's going to be able to do. They feel very confident in what they've been able to see in practice to go into Thursday.
For me, it was about, a lot of people asked Oregon about being labeled a finesse team, and they were legitimately offended by that tag. And then you talk to Florida State, and Charles Kelly was like, I don't understand where that label comes from. They're as physical as anybody. And they said Auburn had the same label last year, and they were a very, very physical ball club.
I think that's part of it just comes from the offense and the no huddle and the speed. I think when you score a lot of points like that, especially the way they do, you get sort of labeled as a finesse team. And look, I think it's the word finesse. Maybe is that a French root or something like that sort of ticks off a little nerve with people, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think whatever you want to call Oregon, look, whatever it is, it's effective, so who cares? But yeah, I don't blame them for being offended by that, but I think Oregon, they are what they are, and they're pretty good.
And you talk about pretty good, the person who makes that engine go is Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota, and you have the matchup that everyone's waiting for, even though they'll never be on the field at the same time. You have Jameis Winston, 2013 Heisman winner, 2014 Heisman winner Marcus Mariota. What are your impressions on both of these guys? Jonathan, we'll start with you.
Mariota is a very quiet guy. This is a guy that just goes out and does his thing. Does not turn the ball over, and that's what everybody was talking about, the decision making, how quick this offense is, but yet how well he's able to slow down the game. He's able to just assess what's going on across the field, and he's able to make the right decisions. What sticks out to me.
And on the flip side, Winston, I know you've seen a lot of talent evaluators talk about how he does some advanced stuff for a collegiate quarterback. What do you see from the 2013 Heisman winner?
Man, he's awesome. We were actually chatting, I don't think he'll mind this, with Bryant McFadden, saw in the lobby of the hotel here last night, and he was chatting about Jameis Winston and what makes him so effective. And one thing I thought was really interesting, he said that a lot of college quarterbacks, it's really rare to see them hit deep throws outside of the middle of the field, so on the other side of either hash mark. He said a lot of guys can't do it, and Jameis Winston can. He's one of the few. So I think that's something that I kind of want to keep an eye on, those throws that Jameis makes. And we've seen him. We've seen those tight window throws to the sideline, corner of the field, down the field that sometimes we've even seen have been intercepted, but whereas maybe if a route was run a little bit differently or something broke a little bit differently, would have been a long completion. And that's the kind of thing that I think Jameis Winston does. He makes throws and also attempts throws that other quarterbacks can't or won't make because he knows that he can. And so to me that's just really really interesting stuff.
Still a lot more to come from Seminoles.com, a lot more content. Jonathan, what are you working on right now?
Well, I want everybody to look out for your Beef Bowl piece that comes out today. Jimbo Talks, we'll have the press conference up, a lot going on, and we'll have it all right here.
The Beef Bowl was a lot of fun. Cameron Irving carving a little prime rib, Jalen Ramsey spinning a salad. We'll have that video up this evening. It was certainly a lot of fun, a very enjoyable event. Tim, what can we expect from you?
Well, I'm going to go back with Charles Kelly, like we were talking before. You don't get to hear from him very much. I thought he was extremely insightful, really just kind of fun to talk to, and offered some good perspective on Florida State's defense as a whole this season, as well as some of the individual players on it. So we're going to dive into that this afternoon.
Well, at the time we're filming this, we're almost 48 hours away from that Rose Bowl game. We're ready for this game. I think everybody is ready to actually get on the field and see it play the day after tomorrow. Finally. And of course, Seminoles.com has everything you need. But until then, we're going to get inside before it starts really raining on us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.